a beautiful day on the most beautiful campus in the entire world, ULM. Look at outside. Just look outside. Look at the glistening. Isn't it a beautiful day? Give it a round of applause for this beautiful day. Man. It is a beautiful day in Monroe, Louisiana. It's a beautiful day in Richwood, West Monroe, Sterlington. And Tony, I think Shane got his feelings hurt last time when we said quadruplex. So with all due respect to Mayor Brown, we're going to call it the quintuplex or the pentaplex and add Ouachita Parish if that's okay with you, Mayor Brown. Is that okay? Good deal. All right. Well, welcome to Northeast Louisiana. I'm Roy Heatherly, President and CEO of the Monroe Chamber of Commerce, and I'd like to welcome you here today on behalf of us and Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union State of Education Lunch featuring education leaders who you're going to meet in just a second. I'm going to begin today's activities by asking everyone to pause what you're doing. Everybody stand up if you could. And I'm going to ask Pastor John O'Leary, Executive Pastor, First Methodist Monroe, a Monroe Chamber Board member, and my good friend to deliver our invocation and our pledge, which the American flag's right over there.
Yeah, it's a little disconcerting. All the head tables like, okay, he got it right this time. He said it right. His last name, if you were there last time, it was O'Reilly, but I answered to whatever. So let's pray. Good and gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to encourage one another on this beautiful day. We come together in your provision and your promise and your faithfulness. And we say thank you for your goodness, Lord, to us, to our community. And God, we ask that you grow us as we train the next generation, as we grow our children and the future leaders of our city. May you provide as you have faithfully done so well. Thank you for your promise yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And Lord, may we live in that as we encourage one another to encourage that you are good and that you have a plan for us. May we rest in that as we look to you. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, I was going to say thank you, Pastor O'Leary, but I think I'll say thank you, Pastor O'Reilly, so thank you very much. I get the last, okay. All right. Anyway, thank you, John. And you know what? We live in the most exciting community in the world. The whole world, the entire universe is watching us. And I'm going to repeat that. We live in the most exciting community in the world, and the whole world, the universe, they're watching us. Never has there been a more exciting time to be here. As a community, we have fought for this moment, we've prayed for this moment, and now we are embracing the moment. My good friend Mayor Friday Ellis often talks about our chance to write this playbook and do it the right way. In Luke 12:48, Jesus states, "For everyone to whom much is given, much will be required. From the one whom much has been entrusted, much will be asked." President Kennedy went on to paraphrase that a little while later, well, many years later actually. So anyway, to those whom much is given, much is expected. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe deep in my soul that we as a community are ready, willing, and able to excel in what's being entrusted to us. I believe in my soul that the more we are given, the more we will rise up to this occasion, using this growth to change lives. This is our time. Today you'll hear from the leaders of 5 institutions that are on the front lines of delivering those expectations. Today you'll hear from the leaders of 5 institutions who I believe God is using to help fulfill what Jeremiah talks about in 29:11, hope and a bright future. We are blessed to be living here in the greatest community in the world, and we are blessed by the leadership at this head table, not just our education leaders, but our elected people who go into the arena for us every day, and all our sponsors and all of you. Give yourselves and these folks a round of applause, please. Now, before I introduce the head table, please join me in watching a video from our title sponsor from Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union. Gary and his team are passionate warriors about supporting our children and supporting education. Thank you, Gary.
On behalf of Ouachita Valley Federal Credit Union, it is an honor to serve as the title sponsor for the State of Education Luncheon. At Ouachita Valley, we believe that the foundation Washita Valley goes beyond financial services. We're dedicated to empowering the future of our community by partnering with local schools. We aim to invest in the dreams and ambitions of students, equipping them with the tools and opportunities they need to succeed. Thank you to all who work tirelessly to uplift education in our area. Together, we can continue to build a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
Man, awesome. Give it up. Thank you so much, Washita Valley. Thank you, Gary. We appreciate it very, very much. Now I'm going to introduce our head tables, and I'm going to start down on my left, your right, with Pastor John O'Leary, who you just met. Next to him, and you'll hear from just a minute, Dr. Justin Hoggard, Chancellor of our Louisiana Delta Community College. Next to him is Dr. Cousin Ray Morrison, Dean of our VCOM Louisiana and a Monroe Chamber Board member. Next to Dr. Morrison is Dr. Carrie Castile, President of our University of Louisiana at Monroe and a Monroe Chamber Board member. Next to her is Ami Kane, the 2025 Board Chair for the Monroe Chamber of Commerce and Regional Vice President of Mission Integration and Formation for St. Francis Health and St. Dominic Health. Next to me, starting on my right, is Sam Moore, Superintendent of our Monroe City Schools. Next to him is Todd Guy, Superintendent of our Washita Parish Schools. Next to him is the Honorable Friday Ellis, Mayor of the magnificent city of Monroe. Next to him is the Honorable Stacy Mitchell, Mayor of the amazing city of West Monroe. Next to her is the Honorable Gerald Brown, Mayor of the rocking and awesome town of Richwood. And next to him is the Honorable Tony Bacon, District A, representative for our outstanding Washita Parish Police Jury. And next to her is the Honorable Matt Towert, Mayor of the super town of Sterlington. Give it up for all of them, please. Now, I'm going to introduce our head table of sponsors, and we're missing a few, and so we'll roll past those, but you met Gary Funderburk just a minute ago, CEO and President of Washita Valley Federal Credit Union. Nathan Hall. Nathan, I guess, relatively new Vice Chancellor of External Affairs and Public Relations for our Louisiana Delta Community College, and also a Monroe Chamber Board member. Nathan, congratulations to that. The Honorable Rodney McFarland, Chairman of the marvelous Monroe City Council. Welcome, Bishop McFarland. Good to see you. Then we've got Dr. Michelle McCann, our new ULM Provost and VP for Academic Affairs. Congratulations, Michelle. Very happy for you and happy for all of us. Next to her is the Honorable Erica Hughes, Councilwoman for the super town of Sterlington. And then we slide down here and we see Richard Ainsworth, Division Controller for Steel Fabricators, a Lexicon company. And next to Richard is Brian Matthews, Sales Manager for Warrior Media. Give it up for all of them, please. Now, if you're an elected official, including school board people, could you all stand up, please? Come on, we want to recognize you. There you go, right there. Now, y'all keep standing. Y'all keep standing. If you work in education, if you're a teacher, if you just work in education, y'all stand up, please. Now, the rest of you, as supporters of education, could you stand up, please? Come on, everybody stand up, everybody. Tell somebody it's a beautiful day and congratulate yourself for living in the greatest community in the world. All right, you may be seated. Thank you all very much. At this time, I'd like to call my good friend and board chair, Ami Kane, to introduce our speakers. Ami?
Thank you, Roy, and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. Education is the cornerstone of a thriving community. It empowers individuals, it attracts investments, and it fuels innovation. When we invest in learning, we lay the foundation for sustainable economic growth and a resilient local business economy. We are honored today to welcome the leaders of our educational institutions. Their presence reflects the vital role of education playing in shaping our communities and driving regional development. To make the most of our time today, we'll forego reading formal bios and instead hear more from each of them directly. They'll come up in the following order. Dr. Carrie Castile, President of the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Dr. Justin Hoggard, Chancellor of Louisiana Delta Community College. Dr. Ray Morrison, Dean of VCOM Louisiana Campus. Sam Moore, Superintendent of Monroe City Schools. Todd Geis, Superintendent of Washita Parish School System. So first we'll hear from Dr. Castile.
So first, let me welcome you to the University of Louisiana Monroe with this video. Thank you so much. So it was about 6 months ago that I was sitting right in front here and I was interviewing for the president's position. Some of you were actually on the selection committee, and I will tell you I was pretty nervous, and I'm still pretty nervous, just to be honest with you. But now I am 5 months, a little under 5 months into this role as your 10th president of the University of Louisiana Monroe, and it has been absolutely incredible. It's been, I will tell you, it's the best job I've ever had, and it's because of the people. Our faculty, our staff, our students, our community members, our region. Everyone here is pulling together to support education here, and it's evidenced here with all of the folks that we have here today. So thank you so much for being here. There we go. So we're going to start with our strategic alignment and organizational restructuring. We went through a recent organizational restructuring and leadership alignment effort with the goal to better support institutional goals. We went from 5 vice presidents to 2 and hoping to realize a savings of over $1 million and bring tighter alignment towards our strategic objectives. We also introduced our University Council, which is really an effort to ensure inclusive, strategic decision-making across academic and administrative units. So we have SGA, we have our Dean's Council, we have Faculty Senate, we have Staff Senate, we have athletics, all under one cohesive unit to be able to inform us and advise us of the issues that we have going on at ULM and then ways that we can address them. We also have a better integration of our leadership around our strategic priorities, with the first and foremost and paramount being student success. Everything that we do at this university is geared towards student success. Without our students, there's no need for a university. So everything that we do and everyone at our campus at ULM is dedicated and committed to student success, as well as workforce readiness, fiscal health, and responsibility. So our driving principles. When I interviewed for this job and I was sitting right there, they asked me about my leadership approach. And I said there's 3 things. 1 is open and clear communication. 2 is transparency throughout the entire university, as well as data-driven strategies and the ability to be able to receive input, to be able to make better decisions. We cannot make decisions in a vacuum, so we ask questions. We ask questions of our students. We ask questions of our faculty, of our staff. We ask questions of the folks that are hiring our students and asking them, how are we doing? So when I started, we decided that it was time for us to embark on a strong institutional vision for our ULM. Starting with the fact that ULM will be a model for how regional universities uplift our entire communities. ULM will prepare students not only for the workforce, but for meaningful lives. ULM will align our programs with regional needs, national opportunity, and global prominence. And ULM will become the place where innovation grows, belonging thrives, and leadership is nurtured from every corner of our campus. So how are we going to do this? We're going to start with our ULM School of Education. ULM School of Education partners with our regional school districts to engage high school students interested in teaching through the Educators Rising program. These students earn college credit, receive mentorship from ULM faculty, and develop leadership skills, creating a clear pathway from high school to college to the classroom. We also partner with Louisiana Delta Community College in our local districts. We have a 60-60 apprenticeship pathway, allowing paraprofessionals to earn degrees and teaching certification while working in their hometown schools. The first cohort will graduate in spring 2026, strengthening teacher retention in rural and underserved communities. We also have a $100,000 Regions Bank Grant Fund Scholarship for students completing the pre-educator pathway, helping aspiring teachers from our region overcome financial barriers. This investment directly supports ULM's mission to cultivate the next generation of educators who already have roots in our local communities. And also from the NSF-funded Little Engineers Blueprint Camp for the 4th and 5th graders to field placements and co-teaching opportunities in 12 partner districts, ULM's education students are making a measurable impact. Their literacy, math, and science interventions are helping local elementary students meet their institutional goals while giving teacher candidates real-world classroom experience. Community outreach and health expansion. We're proud to say that Sugar Hall, which has been, we receive funding from our state legislators and we really appreciate all of the support, but Sugar Hall will be considered a community clinic that's going to house physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language pathology, and dental hygiene, as well as labs for toxicology and radiologic technology. From someone who sees and has seen the healthcare needs that we have in this region, and particularly for our underserved communities, this is a win-win, not just for our communities, not only for the people we serve, but also for our students and our educators. So I had a conversation with Ami Kane the other day, and we were talking about different initiatives and different opportunities in which how we can partner. The phrase that I told her was either you partner or you perish, and that's for us. There's no one in this room that we can't partner with. There's no one at this table that we can't partner with. There's no business in this region that we shouldn't be partnering with. So we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of Meta, 5,000 temporary jobs in the region, working to promote our degree and certificate programs for the long term. We're lucky to have them in our backyard. It feeds tourism. It brings new students for K through 12, opportunities for MOUs and internships, ag and AI investments. So one of the things that we talked about early on, and the UL system actually offers a micro-credential in AI. I want all faculty, staff, and students to have their micro-credential in AI, taking advantage of the opportunities that are here now and then the future opportunities to come. Workforce alignment attuned to our regional and state workforce needs, tailoring programs to meet those needs and building critical internship programs. So here's my call to action. For those of you in the room who have opportunities to provide internships to our students, not just at ULM, not just at Delta Community College, not just at BCom, for all of our schools, K through 12, let's go with high school, right? But looking at the ways in which we can prepare our students, day one, right? We want workforce readiness, and that's a great way to do it. So I'm gonna ask you, if you have opportunities to be able to partner with us and you have opportunities for internships, please reach out to us. We're looking for those opportunities and we want to provide those to our students. So positive developments. When I accepted this job, I made the commitment to meet with 50 CEOs in 50 days with the goal of asking questions, and we did it. And the conversation went something like this. Are you hiring our graduates? How are they doing? Are they workforce ready? Are there things we need to do different? Should we pivot to something else? Do you want to hire interns? How are we doing? So we talked about data-driven and input-driven. This is that critical piece. And making sure that we're hearing from our stakeholders and our business community early and often, not just once every so often, early and often, and ask how we're doing. We also received $2 million from HB 460 for our College of Pharmacy. We're seeing a growth in enrollment for fall 2025. We have a strong emphasis on resource optimization and strong growth of our licensing programs. So where's Bryce? Bryce Jones in the room? So shout out to Bryce. So through the work that he's done, we've tripled our licensing royalties in 1 year from branded merchandise. And we're going to continue to grow our licensing partnership with Collegiate Licensing Company and a positive revenue stream. Great job, Bryce. So looking ahead, what's our goals? We want to grow our graduate programs. We want digital literacy training for the entire community. So we talked about those opportunities for our students to receive a micro-credential in AI. I grew up in 4-H, service learning. Can we take our students, put them out in the communities, and teach folks like me who really, really need it about AI and technology and about digital literacy? I think there's a great opportunity for them to do it. And so we're really pushing that service learning piece. We also have campus enhancements. We have a campus facilities plan where there are some long-term goals to enhance buildings on our campus. We're also rebuilding our Emily Williamson Early Childhood Development Center. One of the things that I get to do every morning when I drive in is I see the students and their parents. Parents or faculty, some of them students as well. But their children are here on our campus. Pratt, you get to see them as well. Dean Pratt, we enjoy it every morning. We're out there reading with them. They're a critical part of our campus, and it's something that we can provide not only to our community, but our faculty and staff. All right, I'll wrap up. There we go. So I really appreciate everything that you do to be able to support our campus, support our ULM, support my ULM. It's tremendous the amount of support that we receive from our community, and we've said this. The community is part of the university, and the university is part of the community. So I have tremendous respect and appreciation for how you support our campus. I also want to do this. I want to give a shout out to our women's soccer team, who is our Sun Belt champions. Hey. Coach Will for being the coach of the year. We ain't done yet. Hey. And Skylar Blaze, who's our Sun Belt Player of the Year. And they're in Foley right now playing for the championship. So let's wish them well. Last thing, an invitation to all of you. Our women's basketball team is playing tonight right there at Fayette Ewing. I want to invite you to come and see us and cheer on our Warhawks. So let's go Warhawks.
Hey, y'all need to wake up. There's good stuff going on around here. So, Mayor Brown, extremely disappointed you did not get to speak today. So, I had to pick up the lantern. Public service announcement, there are only 52 shopping days till Christmas, so shop local. Oh, that's it. That was weak. That was good. I'm in an extremely good mood today. Here's why. Sun's shining. You guys are good looking. And I got to go see Blackberry Smoke on Friday. Great concert. In fact, I just didn't want to come back to work, but that's a good thing because you know why? I quit working 10 years ago. I haven't worked a day in my life since 10 years. Well, except for when my wife makes me do stuff. I love what I do. It's a mission, it's a calling, and you know, I still don't know how to fish, but I eat pretty good. So when you get to wake up and you get to go do what you love doing, and you get to serve people and help people, it's the best thing in the world. It's awesome. So I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about. I've been here a month less than Carrie, still don't know where all the restrooms are. I still have to use Siri to get across the street, so I'm suffering. But I do want to share some really high points with you. In a similar vein, we're doing some things at Louisiana Delta Community College. We have been reshaping, revisioning our future, trying to understand the needs. So we're not really planning for today's problem or tomorrow's problem. We're trying to look a year, 3 years, 5 years down the road to position the institution to be in a position so that we can continue to be partners with all of our dual credit schools, with our great partners at the University of Louisiana Monroe. And in case you didn't know, and you don't have a reason to know, right? Dr. Castile, her leadership team, and our leadership team, we try and meet about every 6 weeks, and today is the day. We work towards, I think we said we're going to rebuild that bridge, right? We want to rebuild that bridge and give our students an opportunity in whatever that means. Workforce development, for us, if it's a transfer pathway, helping Dr. Castile and the university find pathways, whatever that means, because at the end of the day, we're all better off for it. With that in mind, I wasn't here, well, my first day here, I spent the evening with Carrie and Bob, and 3 weeks later, we had our first MOU. So we hit the ground running, created an MOU, a 2+2 partnership that allows students with an associate's degree, an AAS, to transfer into the university, which is, I guess unless you're in the business of what we do, you don't realize how important that is, because for so long, so many students who took an AAS pathway to get in the workforce lost valuable time in their efforts to be where they were at. And the leadership team at ULM heard us, took up the cause, and we had a press conference. I was kind of nervous that day, not so much anymore. Glad we did that. I had the opportunity, I think it was last week, to meet some of our superintendents. So again, Delta's beautifully positioned right in the middle. We get to work with the high schools and create certain pathways and working more to align with the university. Well, I can't read my own notes, so I'm going to skip that. All right, so here we go. It's the one on the right. So we too had a positive fall semester. We had 5% increase in our student credit hours. Our electricians program is up 30%. Our HVAC program is up 49%. Our welding program is up 18%. And you can probably connect the dots with the activity that we're having here, how all of that is shaping out. One thing we didn't put on the slide before we had the data, we got the data I think last week, is that Dr. Castile mentioned the partnership that we have with our education program. We call it, for us, it's the teacher's apprenticeship program. Louisiana Delta is the 5th largest community college in the system, but we have the highest production of associate in science teachers. And many of them are going to ULM to fill what is becoming a chasm in our teacher workforce. So this is very positive. We have 38% in Northeast Louisiana, 38% of the ASTs that are being produced statewide are coming from Louisiana Delta. We got that from the Board of Regents, so we're pretty sure that's correct information. Well, I lied, it wasn't the right one. There. It's when you look at her right, she does it for you. Maybe many of you saw, I guess maybe a couple months ago, we had a grand opening. We had an expansion in our Winsboro campus. In that space, we've added some new programming: agriculture technology, agriculture business, and another electrician program. And I have to tell you, Dr. Castile, in our first leadership meeting, she was warhawk whooping it up when I told her about the agriculture program. So I would say stay tuned for more news and partnerships regarding that. Could you advance, please? Whoa, that was quick. We have some new projects that have come up. When we have new projects, that means we have new classes. Our construction trade program is growing. We're looking to align that so that we can build a program that will give the essential skills necessary for the students that we service to go into the construction management program at ULM. We also, we are working with two large partners to create data center technician program, big fiber companies, and we're in the process, NDAs, I mean, come on. So we're in the process. We hope to have some really big news about that soon, and it would be a total boon for the institution, but for the area. And this is in our fiber technician program. There is estimated 1,200 positions to be created, and these positions are going to be filled by locals first. And these are not 1,200 today and they go away. These are long-term positions that pay really good money. And in both of our partners that we are working with, there's a framework within each of those institutions to create high-paying opportunities here in Northeast Louisiana. If you would, please. Is that all we have? Oh, okay, well, I got some more stuff I want to tell you about. We've really been busy. I would like for the members of the Louisiana Delta Community College team to stand up for just a moment. Stand up. Don't sit down. So there's this little organization that those of you who are in higher ed know. It's called SACS, the Southern Association of Communities, blah, 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 blah. They're our accrediting body. They have about 85 standards that you have to meet. Or you get a report and a monitoring and a so on and so forth. Well, I am very proud of our team. I get to take no credit for this because the work was done before I got here. All I had to do was keep people calm. I'm proud to tell you, that's not official, so it's not official. It will be next year that of all the standards, we had one of the rarest things ever happen on a SACS visit. They came in on Wednesday morning. That's when they follow up and ask the really hard questions. They weren't asking any questions. Y'all know Danny Walker? Danny Walker's a little high strung. She come in my office. Oh, what do you think they're doing? I said, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're writing a report. They're going to leave it early today, and then they're going to go have a good time at one of our local establishments. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what they did. Proud to announce to you that our team led the Delta Louisiana Community College on a 0 recommendations finding from the SACS COC report. So I want to acknowledge them in front of you all because the work doesn't get done unless they do it. And they did a phenomenal job. It's incredible what they did. So thank all of you. I do want to tell you, I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to tell you that we do have a little piece of bad news and then a really good piece, some good news. As many of you have heard, with grants being drawn down and reallocated on the federal level, we are losing, as it stands right now, we will lose nearly $2 million in funding to service our adult education component of our mission. Now, our mission doesn't change. We're going to continue to do that. But we're here today. We're celebrating education. But I would be remiss if I did not tell you we have a problem. 18% of our population is choosing not to complete high school. And I don't mean in our local schools. I mean as a region, 18%. To step foot on the little construction places down the road, you have to have a minimum of a high school diploma. This is 20% of our population that is going to miss out on a critical opportunity that is going to move the needle for everyone. So please, if you have an opportunity to say something, give us money. Hey, I'm not too proud to beg. I'll even dance for it if you want. It's an ugly sight, but I'll do it if that's what you want. But jokes aside, it's a critical need, and the timing is terrible, right? We have a massive employment opportunity. We need folks to work with us, and we need to train them, and we're going to hopefully not miss the opportunity, but we need to find the funding. Last thing I want to tell you, which is really good news, is we are in a capital campaign project. Now I understand why they left the rest of my slides off, because there's a QR code where you could hit it and give us money. They didn't say I couldn't solicit you. It's all right, Nathan takes checks. So, we are building it's a prime location in Bastrop. If you've ever been to our location, I went and I tried to find, we got a, fan. I thought I was lost. Luckily Siri said I wasn't. But we are gonna move to a prime location. It's right on the strip, right down the road from Walmart. Do you get any more prime in a rural location? No, you don't, not next to Walmart. So we are going to expand our capabilities by 20,000 square feet, and we are currently in the process of raising our match. So if you feel generous, feel the need, the holiday seasons are upon us. If I could have got somebody up here with sad eyes, I would have done that. If you have an opportunity, want to help us out, please, we would appreciate it, but we're going to raise the money regardless, and we will be building a new facility in Bastrop, hopefully breaking ground next summer. Thank you so much.
Fourscore and 7 years ago. No, that's wrong speech. I'm sorry. 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the mission of DCOM was to come to the Delta region and establish a school that would provide positions for Northeast Louisiana and the entire population of Louisiana. And we have done this. In starting that mission, we came here looking at places to go. Where can we end up being the best influence and build here work? We worked with the University of Louisiana Monroe. We formed a partnership, and we were able to create the Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine. We did that 7 years ago. In 2020, along with COVID, we started our very first class. And now then, after that time, we have graduated. Well, I'll just show you a picture here. This is our class this year. 151 additional doctors have graduated now. We've had 2 graduating classes. That means we have right at 300 physicians that are currently in residency and looking at coming back to these areas. We already have, I think that is good news, very good news. You know, the school is not just a place to educate and produce physicians and graduate doctors, put them out in the area. And doing that, we also serve the community quite a bit. One of the things, and you're right, which one did, whoops, you're right, there we go, okay. And we do that by continuing to enlist our young physicians as they come in. We have the first 2 years, and you may not know this about medical school, the first 2 years are done on campus. And they're the basic sciences, so to speak, but we do other things as well, and I'll kind of mention those as we go along. This year, our class of 162 young physicians in training started this year, and so right now, those first 2 years are in class, even today as we speak, they're in class today. And then we have our second half of the school, which is years 3, they're out on rotation throughout Louisiana. We have 34 locations throughout this state where they go in rural hospitals as far down as Opelousas, over to Hammond, and of course we're all in this area too. And in the 4th year, as I say, there's not many around. They're all looking for jobs. They're all looking at their next residency. So they're at hospital sites across the United States. Bingo, there we go. We've recently started a new program as far as recruitment that we think is going to be exceptional to bring in the brightest and the best into this area. We worked with Centenary College back in August. We had them sign an agreement, or they signed an agreement with us for what's called a preferred admission program. In other words, as we look at these students, those that maintain a certain GPA, we've given them an incentive to be exceptionally looked at for admission to our college. And we did this with Centenary initially. I didn't realize this, but they are the #1 percentage matriculators for medical schools in the United States, right here in Louisiana. And it's not a large number, but they are the #1. They've overtaken Tufts University in Boston and Austin College in Sherman, Texas. And now then they are #1. And the fact is we are fixing to sign that agreement with ULM as well. So that's upcoming. That's a nice thing, because what our agreement states is if you maintain this GPA, you don't have to take the MCAT. We'll bring you almost right in there. The MCAT is a horrible test. Anybody taking the MCAT just to take it? Just to say, what am I doing on a Saturday for 8 hours that I can just die over? Now, this is really exciting. Tony, thank you very much, and your police jury. Police jury members here? We got, y'all stand up. I want to say a big thank you to our police jury. And I know a lot of you were present at the medical school when we introduced these mobile medical units. These mobile medical units are really an addition to our college to go up for disaster response. As everybody knows, even as far south or far north as we are, and the hurricanes are south, they still come up this way. And if they don't bring the weather here, they bring the people here. We do have disasters that occur. We have tornadoes that are spawned from a lot of that weather. So they had talked to us, police jury talked to us, and they said, what can we do to provide for disaster management? We talked about it. We came up with the mobile medical units. And since we don't have disasters every day, we said, well, what else can we do with these medical units? So we have been utilizing these in the community to provide screening clinics for our second-year students. And we are planning on going out every Friday with our second-year students and going to some location. I think last week they were in Winsboro. This week they're going to the Council on Aging. They're going to all over the Northeast sector. And our medical students are out doing screening examinations on patients. So this is a part and parcel of our students getting to meet the community, be out in the community. But other than that, we have other programs too. Bill Wilson just brought a whole group of 80 kids from Carroll High School over to our school last Friday, and we did mini medical school. And they were there. They got a pizza lunch at it too. I guess that's why we had a good attendance, Bill, but it was great. So we have done programs like that, a lot of input in the community. I know that on Facebook, and the reason I'm showing you this picture, if you look on, I think it's on Facebook, if you just search for that, there's a great video which shows you a couple of our students inside the van and how it actually works. All right, it must be a dead battery. Okay, this is what we're also very proud of. I don't know if you knew the property right on the corner of University and DeSeard. That was the former Whitesbury Road Church of Christ. You know who helped to start that church? Duck Dynasty. That's right. We had Miss Kay and Phil Robinson were there, a very, very important part of the community in starting that church. VCOM recently purchased that building. We've gone in and renovated the educational portion of it, not the main chapel, but the educational portion in the back. And now then we have a family practice clinic that will be opening coming up in January. That we're hoping that's going to open in January. It's already complete. We're just getting our positions lined up. It'll also have an osteopathic manipulation clinic as well as a sports medicine clinic for the area. Now, what's so nice about this is that we've formed up with St. Francis. They've recently achieved an accreditation status with ACGME, that's the accrediting company that looks at all the residencies, and St. Francis will now have a family practice residency in Monroe, along with their internal medicines. That's big news, and that's going to be starting. We will have residents staying here. Again, we're going to be increasing the physician pool in Northeast Louisiana. A little bit too far. I went way too far. There we go. There we go. And then we do other fun things too. Anybody go to the dragon boat races? Yeah, a lot of fun. Did you win? We didn't. We're doctors. We're not rowers. So I don't know. But our kids had a good time. They were out there. We had that on the bayous of the Sear, right out back of the school. It was a great time. And you will see a lot of our students in the community. If you go to the doctor's offices, you'll see a lot of our students that are on rotation in their third year, and some of them in their fourth year. So, and please let me know how they're doing. I know someone up there can take care of problems at the school. All right, one more here to go. There we go. No, I missed one. Oh, don't tell me it's not on here. No, I guess it's not. I was going to tell you that the reason we do so well about keeping our doctors is a slide that showed you how our recruiting efforts bring our students to the school, is that we look at the entire state. We have a target area that goes Mississippi, Florida, Arkansas, Texas, the surrounding areas to Louisiana, but mainly from Louisiana. We go out and we recruit in towns of less than 30,000. And we take about 25% of our student body seems to come from that area. And we get 160 students per year that come to the school. That's out of about 4,000 applications to the school, but we end up sifting it down to about 162. And the reason why those small town recruitments are so good for this area is that mama and daddy and brothers and sisters, they say, my doctor is aging out and they're going to be quitting. So what do? So we say, do you have anybody in your town that comes to medical school? Let's help to bring them up, turn them into a physician, and bring them back to your town. And that is working well. We will probably have our first physicians in this area starting next year, from our inception 7 years ago till now. And we'll take a state like Monroe that is very low in the percentage of physicians, primary care physicians in this state. And like we did in our very first school in Virginia, we will take a state that was number 42 in the nation and bring it up to number 8 in the nation for primary care physicians. So we're looking at that. It's time in the making, but we're starting now. So we're very glad to be here as part of Monroe in the total Northeast Louisiana sector. I'm very proud of our students. I think we put out a good product. They're doing well. I have to tell you that for 2 years in a row, our first 2 graduating classes have had 100% residency match. Everybody got a job. So thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon. Ty and I, we were talking. We realized we have about 6 minutes apiece, and we're going to stick to that. And you guys know I'm a Baptist pastor, so it's kind of challenging, but we're going to make it happen today. Amen. I just really want to thank God for the opportunity of being here, and thanking the Chamber and Ouachita Valley, our host, our university, University of Louisiana Monroe, and Dr. Castillo for meeting with Todd Geis and I, because we're forming those partnerships and those relationships. You know, I think it's very special to have 2 superintendents in 2 separate systems that are close friends and that work closely together to promote moving kids forward. At the beginning of the year, we did a video together over at Todd's place in West Monroe about chronic absenteeism, because we want to encourage kids to come to school. Part of that high number of our kids not finishing school is attendance and chronic absenteeism. And I'll talk a little bit today about Monroe City School Systems. Last year was my first year here, and I wasn't as prepared. I was prepared to speak, but I wasn't prepared visually. So this year, Todd didn't, we were close friends, but he didn't tell me to prepare with a video and all those things last year. He got me on that one. friends do that to each other sometimes. But this is my second year, and we set some goals last year when I took over as superintendent of Monroe City School System. I want to thank our Monroe City School Board members and our president, Mr. Wilson is president, and some members of our team that are here. And when I came in as superintendent, I thought that foundationally we need to focus on literacy and numeracy, because those are the gatekeeper skills to education. And we focused on that, and I'm glad to say that we were blessed to have some tremendous growth and tremendous results this past year. We know that we're on the right track, but we have a long way to go. And so let me tell you a little bit about Monroe City School System. All right. Sorry, now I got the insight. We are Monroe City School Systems, and our school system consists of, we serve about 8,078 students. We have 19 total school campuses. We have 12 elementary schools. We have 3 junior high schools or middle schools, and we have 3 high schools and 1 alternative school. And we serve a diverse student population, and we're committed to meeting each learner's unique needs. We know that kids come from different backgrounds. They come from different places, and they're at different places, and we have to meet kids where they're at. And that's our goal, to continue to grow kids, as our state has charged us to grow kids to mastery. We had some great academic achievements in our first year in this position as superintendent. But I will say, I've been with Monroe City School System since November the 11th of 1999. And I'm very proud to be a part of this system, this K-12 system. I came to K-12 from the University of Louisiana, Monroe. I started in higher ed. But our academic achievements, and I want to say that this is not because of me, this is because of our teachers in the classroom. And this is because of our team, our educators that make it happen each and every day. Because we know that the rubber hits the road in educating kids each and every day with high quality instruction, using high quality instructional materials. And as you can see, Monroe City School System this past year, we were recognized as a top improving system overall in 3-12 mastery. We also were recognized as a top growing school system in math percentage points in grades 3 through 12. We grew 4 percentage points because we were committed to excellence. We talked about putting the foundational work in literacy and numeracy. And last year, in the spring, our kids that were on grade level, when it came to our DIBELS testing, we were at 57%. We saw an 11% increase, and we grew to 68%. The state recognized us in celebrating doing the work that we need to do with ZERN, which is a platform to help our kids to grow in the area of literacy. And this is an initiative that's really spearheaded by Dr. Bromley. And the goal is in ZERN to have 3 lessons per week, which are 30, which equates to 3 lessons that give our kids that 90 minutes of instruction through ZERN each and every week. And so we were recognized as one of those systems to do that. And then one thing I'm really proud of, because we serve a diverse population of kids, that we were recognized by the state as a top growth for students with disabilities in all grade levels. And I think that's really great, and that's a testament to our teachers and our programs, that we understand that all kids deserve our very best each and every day. High expectations for all. We have one vision and we have one mission, and that's to set high expectations for every student's success and potential. And we do that through equitable and rigorous instruction, empowering teachers and leaders with high quality curriculum, providing rigorous, intentional, and differentiated support throughout the school year. Our district priorities, thriving and connecting students. We try to foster a safe, welcoming, and inclusive school environment, ensuring that every student feels valued, supported, and connected. Unified and accountable team, and we're strengthening our collaboration across our schools and across our district, and also across our region with partnerships, building trust through clear structures and shared accountability. There again, our partnerships, Dr. Castillo said it, partnerships are invaluable. You know, it's all about building relationships and building those partnerships. And again, that's why I'm proud of the work that, even though we're 2 separate school systems, the collaboration and the work that we do together to help grow kids. Our academic excellence and outcomes, we're accelerating literacy growth for all students through high quality curriculum, target interventions, and data-driven instruction. If you're familiar with K-12 instruction, we have this thing that's We have those things, high dosage tutoring, and where kids are actually pulled out based on where they're at to get those individual one-on-one instructions to help support literacy in our schools. And we also ensure teachers have access to high-quality curriculum to support strong instructions for all students. And we provide ongoing teacher support, professional development and coaching to strengthen instruction and expand and strengthen the career and technical education program. You know, we have our Cody Chase is here with us, and we brought Cody Chase from one of our high schools, from Neville High School, so he can focus on our career and technical opportunities. You mentioned Meta and all the opportunities that our kids have in front of them. We want to ensure that we make certain that our kids have those opportunities, and I think our Chief Academic Officer, Ms. Jacqueline Anderson, and also our Federal Programs Director, Shanae Herron, who's with us today, and they're working together to collaborate to make sure that our kids have those opportunities for those career and technical opportunities. Fiscal and operational sustainability. You know, throughout allocating of our resources to maximize student impact, we understand that, I think someone mentioned earlier, that without our students, there would be no us. And we understand that our kids are our number one priority. And I tell people when they ask me, when you make decisions, what type of decision do you make? What leads you to making decisions? Every decision that I make as a superintendent, they're what I call student decisions. They're student-driven, they're data-driven, and we put kids at the forefront of everything that we do. We have strategic investments in technology, facilities, and our safety. We just recently completed the needs assessments of our schools, and we have an older school system. Our buildings average about 50-plus years in age, so we understand that we have to continue to be forward-thinking and looking to make our buildings safe, to work with local law enforcement to ensure that when kids come in our buildings every day, that those kids are safe. We use apps to help kids to report when things are going on, and those things have been very helpful in helping us to identify issues before they happen. Our crisis intervention plans and all those things that we do in order to ensure that our kids are safe each and every day. And then we talk about our partnerships, and I'll tell you, when it comes to being a superintendent, it is challenging. And working in K-12, he will tell you that this is a very challenging work. But this is work that we embrace. You know, I said when I was applying for the job, I said something. I think people heard it, but they didn't hear it. I said that this was a God thing because I thought God had anointed me for this position, and he had called me to do this work. And I still believe that, and I'm still led by that because not only do I research and read and study, but I also ask God for guidance in each and every day in making decisions about his children. I think that's what we all should do, because when we put God in the middle of things, then things can only happen for the better for all of us and make our communities better. And we have one team and one vision. Because of these strategic partnerships, as you can see, with partners like the University of Louisiana Monroe, which I'm a proud graduate of. In fact, I told Todd, I said, I wore my master's ULM ring today here on campus. Louisiana Delta Community College, Read, Learn, and Succeed. Today, I have to go today and read with a kid today. And Todd and I, as superintendents, we participate in the Read, Learn, and Succeed, supporting the efforts of our United Way. Louisiana Tech University, they are a partner, you know, but our heart and our soul is here with University of Louisiana Monroe. Grambling State University and others, Children Coalition, the Children Museum, North Delta Humane Society, all those are partners with us, and we thank God for those partnerships. And then lastly, our roadmap to continuing improvement. We want to continue to align our district goals and initiatives so that we can achieve and grow. If you're not familiar with, you're not aware of K-12, we're in a new accountability system model this year. And so Todd and I, we've been sharing with the Chamber and Roy and others, be prepared when you see our school letter grades have slight dips. It's not because the work has changed, it's because the accountability model and the system has changed. And that model is going to have a tremendous impact on several of our schools throughout the state of Louisiana, especially our secondary schools. But we will continue to do the work, and we will continue to lead with integrity and continue to put our kids and our community first. Again, thank you guys for hosting us and hearing us for these few minutes. As Todd said, I never thought that I would be in this situation, coming from a rural area, being a part of 4-H, that only because of education, and I believe that it's the forefront to changing kids' lives and changing kids' address. Thank you guys for being such a great community. Continue to pray for us and support us, and we love you all. Thank you.
Thanks,
Sam left me about 3 minutes. So I know I'm standing between you and the rest of your day, so we're gonna jump in. I appreciate everyone that's come before me. A lot of the things that they've shared, I think you've heard from all of us and the way we intend and want to work together. But again, like the others, I want to thank the Chamber and Roy for having us in Washita Valley, for sponsoring another great partner of ours in all of education in our area. Last year I stood before you and talked about some of the reorganization I had. I appreciate Dr. Castillo talking about what she's done. Some of the things that we did in the district last year about really reshaping the way we run our school system so we can become more efficient and really concentrate and have collaborative discussions on instruction and teaching, because that's what we do. That's what we're here to do, and I think you've heard the others say that. That has been a resounding success for us. I think we're having discussions that we haven't had in a long, long time within our district about how to move kids, and that, again, that's why we're here. I do want to spend just a few minutes today and talk about our next step in that phase, and that is our strategic plan. Sam mentioned some of their initiatives they've done. I think Dr. Castillo mentioned some of the things they're doing around strategic planning, and really want to highlight just 3 of those areas today and kind of branch off from each one of those and give you an idea of what we're doing in those areas. So I'm going to see if I can run this as well. There we go. Oh, Tabby's over there running. Okay, I'm sorry, Tab. So I'll let you do it. I'll just put that down. All right. Strategic planning, like I said, we have 3 priorities, and the first one being rigorous instruction for all students. The second one being supporting and engaging students. And then the last one we'll get to is best-in-class talent. So with priority number 1, ensuring that every student receives rigorous instruction every day across all schools in Washita Parish. And you know, we sit here and talk about rigor and teaching classes with rigor. Sometimes that can be misconceived as just throwing a lot more work at kids, and that's not what we want to do. We want to raise the level of thinking in classes, and we felt like after really diving in and looking at our system, we weren't doing that universally across the district. I know that may be hard to believe, but it's something that can slip away from if you're not very, very careful. So we have spent a lot of time in doing that. You've got a handout I think we put on your tables. I'm glad I did that. I'll save some time. And you can read some of those stats with our school performance scores. We're very, very excited about those. Sam, he's already kind of touched on the new accountability system that all of you will be hearing. In fact, our district has already started rolling out some information about that because, like he said, you're going to have some schools that are A-rated schools right now that in the new system may be a C school. That doesn't mean they're any different. They're performing any lower. It's just a different way to look at it. And we're going to have to do a really good job about educating those students. We're expecting our performance scores from last year to be released sometime this month. You never know with LDOE when they do things. So, but we're excited about those. We've already made some projections. And I can stand before you today and tell you in all the years we've been involved in school accountability, we've had different systems. We feel like this year will be the first year we have no failing schools in Washita Parish. All of our middle schools and high schools will be rated a C or higher. And this one's a little bit hard to understand unless you're really in the weeds with the accountability system, but we will have at our high schools no failing subgroups, and that's a huge accomplishment. When you're looking at English as a second language kids, you're looking at students with disabilities, to have no students in a subgroup that is failing is an amazing achievement. I'm certainly proud of our high schools for doing that. We do all this, and we're able to do this, and we look to the future because of the collaborations. And I think everyone up here has mentioned that. And I look to my left, and these folks over here are true to their word. And like I told you last year, we started with the example of these 5 to my right, and how they collaborate. Sam has mentioned what we do together. It's because of that, because us working together makes our district, our institutions better, but it makes our community better. And I'm so proud of those conversations that we've had. I know Carrie and Justin said they're new to the area, but we've already sat down multiple times and had conversations about how we can help one another. And there's a lot of space to do that. I appreciate Carrie also mentioning to you as business community that we need your help. We need your help as we move into this new system. that we're under. We need places for our kids, for apprenticeships and internships. So we really would love to sit down and have conversations with you. If you have space in your organization, there's not any one of us up here that wouldn't really sit down and love to have those conversations with you. Priority 2, building systems and opportunities at schools that help every student feel connected and supported throughout the learning journey. You know, our job is to build pathways for our students, and whatever their path leads them to. You know, I've got a group that I started 3 years ago. This is my 3rd group, called my Superintendent Student Advisory Council, the SAC. Most of them, if not all of them, are sitting right over here. Guys and gals, will y'all stand up for me? These are students, too, from every high school in the district, and they are incredible. And they remind us every time we get to sit down and visit of why we do what we do. Just an amazing group, and they represent the nearly 18,000 students we have in the district as well. And our job is to do what's right for them. And that's what should be everybody's job in this room, to do what's right for them and their peers. And we go at that every day. That is what is important. So we do that with different things. Sam mentioned our attendance initiative. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but it is true. Truancy is an issue, but maybe more so than that, and I think what leads to truancy is just educational apathy by some people not seeing the benefit of what is in front of them. So that is a charge that we've taken on as districts to try to work in that area. I appreciate the work that Sheriff Mashaw and others have done along with us in that regard, because it is important. If they're not in school, we can't teach them. If we can't teach them, we can't get them on to the university and post-secondary level. So it's very important. Also, for our kids, it's important for them to have facilities to go to school in every day where they can learn, where they can achieve. You know, used to, it was just go and get the core, and that's certainly important, but there's so much more to a successful education. So our district is committed, with the help of our communities all over Ouachita Parish, to help us renovate, build new facilities across the district. I want to highlight some of those very quickly. I'm going to start with some on the Monroe side of the river, so to speak, with districts F, G, and E. I know that's kind of a weird order, and you'll understand why I do that in just a second. District F, you can see some of the newly completed projects on the board. That is typically referred to as the Ouachita Zone, with improvements at several of our campuses, and some of them highlighted there, including a complete renovation to the auditorium at Ouachita Junior High. I think it may say Ouachita High School, or excuse me, maybe later, and some improvements at Ouachita High School. In District G, known as the Sterlington Zone, several improvements there. Of course, that is one of our quicker growing areas in Northeast Louisiana and across the state. We just completed, and been in it a little over a year, a new middle school that one study estimated that provided during the construction of that project almost $48 million in economic impact to the area. And then District E, commonly referred to as the Richwood Zone, several projects have been going on down there with multi-purpose rooms, renovations to our stadium. But the big thing that we're really excited about is we'll start construction soon on a new elementary school on the south side of Monroe. We will have 3 elementary schools that we currently have, and we'll condense them down to 2. We feel like that's going to be stronger for South Monroe and for our students there, and allow us to work more efficiently, and we're excited about breaking ground on that. So really excited about that. But construction projects as a whole, we're trying to pour funds back into the district and also accomplish, you can see those on the screen, construction projects that are nearing completion at West Monroe High School, several projects there, headlined by our athletic training facility. Good Hope Middle School athletic training facility. We've increased some security with some corridors and doors at Central Elementary, Ouachita Parish High School, and Sterlington High School, improvements to their baseball and softball facilities, and then Swartz Upper with some facilities improvements there. Those are completing soon. Some that will be starting soon will be some renovations to Sterlington High School from the athletic side, but for more classroom space there. The Ouachita Junior Track, Riser Middle's getting a new athletic facility and some interior work done in that building, and a brand-new cafeteria at Linville, which is going to create an issue for us. We've got to feed those kids somehow. They're not going to have a cafeteria starting next month. So we're actually going to fire back up the cafeteria at the central office. Most of y'all know that we converted that building, which used to be a junior high, so we're going to fire that cafeteria back up to feed our students at Linville Elementary. So big projects there. In the future, or in the planning stage, I've already mentioned the new school at Richwood, new elementary school, but new multi-purpose facilities at East Ouachita, Jack Hays and Lakeshore, getting some office and some other improvements too. So projects going on that are estimated to be nearly $47 million in impact to the local economy. So we're excited about that. And then priority number 3, continue to work to attract and retain top talent. This, it's difficult for us. This is a huge challenge for all of us sitting on this stage, particularly Sam and I. And I appreciate the comments from Dr. Castile about their work with their School of Education. Look, I tell you what, and I've told her this, and she knows that Sam and I, she hasn't been here long, but she knows that we're very proud ULM grads. I am very proud of the product that is being turned out by the University of Louisiana Monroe Education Department. The teachers that we get are top notch, and Sam and I try to hire every one of them, and we will continue to do that. We just need more of them, and I appreciate her efforts and Justin's efforts in supplying teachers to that, because it is important. It is important to get highly qualified, highly trained teachers. But believe it or not, folks, inflation has hit our institutions and districts as well. And in most cases, in fact, in all cases, we haven't received any additional funding to cover that. But we're working through those issues. Our electric bill alone in the Ouachita Parish School District increased by $1 million last year. So just expenses like that we're having to deal with and make do. We do all that by being the largest employer in Northeast Louisiana. You can see some of those stats there. We know that's a burden to carry. We are very careful about how we spend our money. We watch our money very carefully. A study that was given to us, and I will have to say it did come from 30 miles down the road, showed that the economic impact of the Ouachita Parish school system was about $353 million annually. A lot of times I don't think we probably realize and understand that the school system is an economic driver in the district, and we feel like we are, and we understand that as a big responsibility of ours, and we take that seriously. I think Roy mentioned for much is given, much is expected. We are very proud of how we run our district physically. In fact, the last 2 years we have had audits with no findings, perfect audits. 38 consecutive years of accounting awards in our school system, for our school system. And when you're dealing with a budget that we're dealing with, we're very, very proud of that. We work very hard at that, led by our business department, but also our principals and all employees across the district. We expect that because, like I said, for what much is given, much is expected, and that leads me to my last point, and that is this. We have the responsibility to turn out graduates. I think the next slide, Tabby's got up, you can see almost 1,200 graduates last year. We saved parents $3.6 million in dual enrollment credits working with our local institutions. We were able to work through industry-based certificates. You can read those stats there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time into that. But we continue to work very, very hard for our community. That's our goal. I was going to get a little bit into the session that starts in April, but I think I'm going to save my time and get off of that and move on since all the other 4 took so long. It didn't give me much time. So I do want to recognize a few other folks here because, I get to stand up here and do this, but it's not me. It's many, many others. I've already introduced the most important group in our students and who they represent. But last week, we recognized our employees of distinction, our employees of the year. And they are all joining me here today. And first, I'd like to ask our 3 principals of the year to stand. I know they don't want to, but they are. Our elementary principal of the year from Robinson Elementary, Miss Angela Spivey. our middle school principal of the year from Richwood Middle, Ms. Laura Brown, and our high school principal of the year, Ms. Diane Johnson from Starleton High School. So. Great leaders, and they all have great stories. I wish we had time to go into them, but we don't today. Our teachers of the year also join us, and I ask them to stand. Our elementary teacher of the year, Miss Lindsay Reynolds from Robinson Elementary. Middle school, from Good Hope Middle, Ms. Shauna Hamilton. And our high school teacher of the year from Richwood High School, Mr. Ronnie Brothers. So. And then the backbone of our district are our support workers. And I want to ask them to stand, our support employees of the year that are here. All three of them have joined us. Ms. Polly Norris from George Welch Elementary. Ms. Stephanie Carey from West Ridge Middle School. And Ms. Cassandra Davis from Richwood High School. Rock stars. We are blessed by great leadership, not from me, but from our board. 6 of our 7 are here with us today. I'm going to ask them to stand. I know they don't want to, or they can wave. Whatever you want to do, Miss May. Just, there you go. They are great to work with. I know everyone says, man, your board is great, and they are. They don't ever disagree. They do, but they're able to work it out and do what's best for those kids, and that's what's important. I really appreciate working with them every day. I'm just going to sum up and finish up just like Sam did, and that's just to say thank you. Thank you for your support, whether it be for construction or teacher appreciation or just coming alongside us in the things that we ask and the things that we need. I appreciate, and I think I'm speaking for everyone up here, we appreciate your support of public education, public universities, and public institutions in Louisiana. We couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate everything you do. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you all again so much. I have to say, let's just give everybody a round of applause. All of our sponsors today who made this possible for us, all the speakers who were here today, a special word of gratitude for them. We truly are grateful for their presence, for their wisdom, and for the insights that they've shared with us today. So we thank you again so much. And as we conclude our time together today, I do want to remind you of a couple of quick things. Leadership Washita, talking about people who are up and coming in our communities. We have our 2025 class graduating this Thursday, November 6th. They'll be here at Bayou Point. We're also taking nominations for the next year's class, so please, if you've got anyone in your company that would like to go through that, please let us know. Dr. Mike Strain, Commissioner of Louisiana Department of Agriculture, will be here on Thursday, November 20th. And then the last thing is our holiday auction and gala, which will be spectacular this year. It'll be December 4th, right here at Bayou Point. So this brings us to a close today. We want to again say thank you for sharing your time and your presence today with us. We hope you have a safe journey home and a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.
I had to say, Sam made a pictures. Yeah, the pictures.